Welcome to this episode of Standing on the Shoulder of Giants. And today I want to talk exclusively about the Queen, who was my Commander-in-Chief when I served in Her Majesty's forces. Grief is the price we pay for love. These were the words the Queen used in a letter to the US President after the 9/11 tragedy in the United States. I believe this phrase is just as poignant now as it was back then. The 8th of September 2022 was an historically unique and sad time for us all. At a time of economic uncertainty, global unrest, and energy price increases that you wouldn't believe, the news of the Queen's death became the #1 focus for many of us nationally and internationally. Going back to 21st of April 1947, on her 21st birthday, Princess Elizabeth was with her parents and younger sister on a tour of South Africa. In a speech broadcast on the radio from Cape Town, the Princess dedicated her life to the service of the Commonwealth, saying, "I declare before you all that my whole life, whether it be long or short, shall be devoted to your service." Originally, Elizabeth was not born to be queen. It was not until her uncle, King Edward, abdicated and her father, King George VI, was crowned, her life changed. And it was at that point she became heiress to the throne. A few years later, at the tender age of 25 years old, she was informed of her father's death while on a visit to Kenya with her husband, the Duke of Edinburgh. Like so many of us, I only ever knew the Queen as our monarch. I remember vividly as a young boy her visiting my town and driving past my school, gesturing with the royal wave, and us wafting excitingly flags of approval in response. Then some 3 years later, when I reached the age of consent, I also took an oath which proved to be the turning point in my life too. I recall the words to this very day. "I swear by Almighty God that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, her heirs and successors, and that I will, as in duty bound, honestly and faithfully defend Her Majesty, her heirs and successors, in person, crown and dignity, against all enemies, and will observe and obey all orders of Her Majesty, her heirs and successors, and officers set over me. So help me God." From that day onwards, I served our Queen and country for 15 years in Her Majesty's forces. Queen Elizabeth II, or Elizabeth as Nelson Mandela fondly used to address her, spent her whole life in service of our country, almost 5 times the number of years I served. The personification of duty and mistress of the small steps of accomplishment, the Queen was a perfect archetype of leading by example. In her lifetime, she lived through a massively changing world and conducted a total of 112 state visits, 250 overseas visits, welcomed in the jet age and the space age, heard Al Martino's first #1, and probably sang along with it too. She reigned over 15 prime ministers and met with 13 US presidents. During the last decade alone, she featured with James Bond, yes, James Bond, in the 2012 Olympics opening ceremony, parachuting down into Wembley Stadium. In 2014, the Queen posted her first tweet, and on the 15th of April 2020, during the pandemic, in a special Queen's speech, she gave our nation a rallying call, echoing the words of Vera Lynn's wartime song, saying, "We will meet again." On the 6th of June 2022, for the Platinum Jubilee, she held a tea party with Paddington Bear and disclosed that a marmalade sandwich is always kept in the royal handbag for emergencies. And to those of you who may have questioned the purpose and value of our monarchy, The days following the announcement of the Queen's death saw millions of tributes streaming in from not only the UK, but all around the country and all around the world and the countries of the world, with viewing of the ceremonies reportedly reaching billions in number. What's more, strikes were averted, walkouts were averted, cultural and or sporting events cancelled or postponed, and many other events around the world were put on hold. Surely this speaks volume of the respect, sincerity and love felt for the Queen and how she was truly revered. Countless tributes have also included expressions of sincere gratitude for the Queen's service and extolling her many virtues. World leaders have praised her, and even America and China's leaders were united in their condolences. Messages identifying our Queen showed that she had a tremendous knowledge, wisdom, and life experience, a steadfast sense of duty to her subjects of the UK and the Commonwealth, a deep understanding of world affairs, a most caring and helpful attitude, an ability to put people at ease. She adopts a high moral code, is a guiding light to many leaders and her subjects alike, is a symbol of sincerity, shares boundless kindness, warmth and compassion, and, of course, has a remarkable sense of humour. During the period of mourning, we witnessed bells ringing internationally, guns being fired 96 times in salute, one for each of the Queen's years. And on the 9th of September at St. James's Palace, King Charles III gave a solemn and personal declaration at the historic and ancient Accession Council ceremony. On Sunday, the 11th of September, draped with the Royal Standard of Scotland, the cortege left Balmoral Castle for a 6-hour drive to Edinburgh, to Holyrood House, so the staff could pay their last respects. And on Monday, the 12th of September, King Charles met the Scottish First Minister. Then, together with the Queen Consort Camilla, they attended a service and vigil while the Queen lay at rest, where members of the public could also pay their respect for 24 hours. On Tuesday, the 13th of September, a flight to RAF Norfolk saw the Queen move into Westminster Hall, where members of the public were also able to pay their respect. And security measures were at the extreme highest, and queues and waiting times of over 20 hours were experienced. The funeral service was held on Monday, the 19th of September, and it was recognised as a bank holiday. While the coronation may not take place for months, King Charles wholeheartedly adopted his role as our monarch. And it's heartening to witness the way in which he encouraged his sons, the Prince of Wales and Prince Harry, to walk together on the pathway of reconciliation. We as a nation, whatever our differences, have similarly come together at this time to celebrate the Queen's life of service. The Queen most definitely stayed true to the oath she swore back in 1947. And for that, Mam, I salute and thank you. I sincerely hope you rest in peace with your husband, the late Prince Philip, the Duke of Edinburgh. As the Colonel-in-Chief of Your Majesty's forces, it is your time to rest easy, Mam. How great would it be to use this life experience as a springboard to become bigger, better, and bolder versions of ourselves, so we can pursue the happiness we desire and dream of? You see, life's not a dress rehearsal. We are only here once. You only live once. When you're gone, what do you want your legacy to be? How important is it for you to be able to say, I was here, I made a difference? When life seems hard, the courageous do not lie down, and accept defeat. No, instead, they are all the more determined to struggle for a better future. It is through this lens of history that we should view the conflicts of today, and so give us hope for tomorrow. My oath to you now is to do all that I can to help you become an even bigger, better, and bolder version of yourself, so you can achieve the financial freedom and happiness you desire. Achieving this will be my legacy to you. And because your success really matters to me, I want to share with you a gift from me to you. To receive your gift, simply visit www.thetransformer.co.uk or click on the QR code shown here to download your free copy of Think You Can, Know You Can ebook, which will guide you through strategies on how to build your legacy for those who come after you. And until we meet again, I wish you an absolutely brilliant day. Thank you.